What is up, YouTube? This video is a little late, but what was it, a week ago? 2 weeks ago? There will be spoilers on this particular show. It was a week or two ago, the final episode of Lucifer aired. And honestly, I didn't care for it too much. I liked it, but it wasn't as good as the other seasons. Because in the other seasons, there's a lot more crime solving, there's a lot more fighting, there's a lot more drama. It's just filled with a whole bunch of different aspects that just makes a great show a great show. But this last season wasn't filled with that. It was still good. It just wasn't my favorite season. The only episode I really loved, like, it wasn't just good, it was great, was the last episode. They ended it, when I first seen it, I thought they ended it perfectly. But now that I think about it, they didn't end it perfectly. It's still an amazing episode. It filled in a lot of things that season 5 didn't fill in. And I was like, okay, season 5, this can't possibly be the last season. I'm pretty sure everybody's done seeing season 5, so this ain't gonna be much of a spoiler, but if you haven't, then that is your warning. But season 5, it ends with Lucifer becoming God, or being announced that he is the one that will become God. He won the war, defeated Michael. Michael's in hell now. And it's just like, how you end it like that? Just him becoming God. Okay. What's he going to do as God? Is he going to go back to heaven and spend the rest of his days there? Is he going to stay on earth with Chloe? Is he going to be Chloe up to heaven with him? What the freak's going to happen? Like, the way I would see it ending is him becoming God, but then them still doing a few more missions together, fighting off enemies, new villains, new heroes. And season 6, I'm glad season 5 wasn't, like I originally believed, wasn't the last season. Because season 6 really filled that in nicely. You can't find out that Lucifer and Chloe has a child in the future that time traveled because she hated Lucifer and was so angry she wanted to kill him. And she couldn't get sent back until Lucifer either decided, hey, I'm going to leave, or hey, I'm not going to leave. Once the mission's over with and things get set in the correct path that it needs to be in, whatever that path may be, that's when she'll be sent back. Okay, there's no decision to be made anymore. What's happened's done happened, so I'm being sent back in time to the future. But the way it ends, Lucifer comes to the conclusion, hey, my destiny isn't to become God. My destiny isn't to be the ruler of hell. My destiny isn't even to stay here on earth and spend time with my loved ones. My destiny is to be the healer of hell. Go back down and stay down there until I guide people to where they're no longer feel that guilt that's keeping them in hell. They can finally ascend to heaven. Um,
I will accept a fitting punishment. I only ask that you temporarily postpone it until I can.
and at that moment, they realize, crap, this is going to have to be a full-time job. This is why I leave. This is why she's angry with me. And she makes some promise, don't come back to Earth for any reason at all. Stay in hell. Because if you don't stay in hell, then none of this will ever happen, and I won't ever be sent back and make you realize, hey, my job's in hell healing people. So now she's not angry with him, but she will be angry with him in the future. It's kind of screwed up how time travel works.
Apologies for interrupting, but could you at least remove the rod?
Now she's not angry with him, and she realized, hey, he had perfectly good reason for not being here.
When I transform, you'll be witness to a.
But there's two things that could have happened.
Do you think anyone could survive that? My mana is running out.
For one, in the future, she knows that her dad doesn't ever come around. She knows that, hey, he's alive, he just doesn't ever visit. She admits she knows this, like, that no, you didn't die, you just abandoned us. You left to go wherever you go. But thing is, she's an angel. She has the same abilities as other angels. She can look for her father. She can travel across the entire world. She can travel to heaven, and she can travel to hell. Now, Lucifer's in hell this entire time, so the moment she travels to hell, she's going to see her father sitting right there on the throne or in his little therapy room. I thought that was a weird touch. Lucifer finally graduates from therapy, so now he becomes a therapist for damned souls in hell. But, the moment she goes to hell, she's going to realize, hey, he's there. I can ask him why he never showed up. Future it, not past it, or present. She can ask him in the future her, why did you never show up? And he explained to her, hey, you made me realize that I needed to stay in hell. You told me, you made me promise. I didn't want to, but this is what had to happen. And because that, she could possibly still get sent back to the future. Back to the past, and still make him realize that, hey, you belong in hell. And things still play out the way they should have played out. And two, this would have created a huge branch in time. But it would still play out like it needed to play out. So, according to the previous DC shows, whenever you travel through time, a branch is created that makes a different reality than the one you know. And I'm assuming that reality still exists. It's just you're not a part of it anymore. There's another part. But I'm assuming it's like Marvel in that way, because every other way it's the same way. You go back in time and a new reality is created because you change something. In Marvel, you change something, it creates a branch, but there's two realities now. So I'm assuming it's the same way in DC. But basically, okay, now there's a reality where I get pissed off and I come and make you realize, hey, you need to be in hell. And that's why I get pissed off, because you're in hell. But then there's the reality where, okay, Lucifer makes the decision, okay, yes, this is what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do things differently. I don't want to abandon my family. I don't want things to play out the way they played out in the past. I want things to end up differently. I'm going to do my duty and heal the souls of hell, but every I don't want to say every year, because I feel like that's not enough time. And no, every 6 months, because yeah, time does move slower in hell, so it'll work out that way. Every 6 months, I will come and visit my family for a few months. Or a few years. Like, I'll stay about 6 months in hell, come to Earth, stay for about a year, go to hell for another 6 months, come back to Earth, and so on and so on. I get plenty of time with my family and plenty of time in hell. So, now she don't ever get pissed off at me. I don't ever abandon her. And I still do my job.
The following is intended only for mature audiences. Your discretion is advised.
Presented by Ally. No more overdraft fees. It's just what's right.
I'm starting to get tired. But that's all I had to say.